And this one is also like massively in a hype cycle. And so I would say that I'm used to it because I've been working in virtual reality for a long time. And so when I see that, oh, you know, there's suddenly like a hype cycle, everybody's really into something, it's like a craze, and then you know that there's going to be some sort of crash, or you know that it's going to just be like, as soon as the market doesn't seem to materialize, people bounce. I think that is a trend like that we have seen over and over and over again. But I think that there's something really interesting about NFTs for photographers, and it goes back to kind of how I feel about like copyright and you know, owning your work and having proof that something is yours. And I find that we're in the early stages of how this can become a much more elegant solution for photographers to put their content out there. So an NFT, what makes it important for us is that it's a non-fungible token. So it's a unique data set. And then the fact that it is a singular thing, like it's this one copy and it's unique, it means that that's put onto a public record, a blockchain. And so there's basically a trail of who minted it, who created it, what number is it, and it's therefore in a form of a digital ledger. I think of it, especially because we're in Las Vegas, it's like one of the art capitals of the US where people buy a lot of really high-end art. This is the equivalent with your work. It's saying like, I'm the artist, this is my work, and I'm going to mint it. I'm gonna say there's 1 out of 100, or maybe there's 1 out of 1,000, but I'm gonna mint my photography. And these file types, which goes back to the image from the beginning, it's like, look, you're already creating JPEGs. Your videos are MP4s. Maybe you have audio files that you're creating. So I love it as a creator because I feel like things that I'm already, like there's terabytes of data at Hopscotch. Everybody here has probably terabytes of data that is not really being utilized. But I feel like you can imagine a future where there are audiences that might be interested in your work as a gallery, or even potentially like as a way that you license your photography. So there's this, for example, OpenSea is one of the largest marketplaces for these NFTs or these digital, art pieces, digital media, and these are the file types that they accept. So we see here's the Twilight photo again. It's a JPEG, and so I was like, sweet, I'm gonna go on OpenSea and see what happens. Does this cost anything? It doesn't cost anything. It's actually free to create something on OpenSea, and so I tried it, and I was a little confused at first because I didn't understand, like, okay, you have to say the attributes of your image and you have to kind of categorize it. Those were all things that I had never done before. But I went through the process, and then I had this NFT this NFT page. It totally reminds me of, does anybody remember MySpace? Yeah, it's like the MySpace of digital media. Like it's gonna get better. Like I promise, it's gonna get better. It has to. So, and nobody's seen it. This is the largest number of people that have seen this. Yeah, like nobody sees it. It's very much like traffic is way down all across the whole site, but it doesn't bother me because I'm learning and I'm trying. And so I tried to mint it. I even tried to sell it. It totally didn't work. Nobody bought it, but that's okay. Like I'm all right with that. I don't even know how to price it yet, so I'm still trying to figure all this out. If there's somebody in the room who knows about it, let's talk later. Maybe you've had more success than I have. And you actually do need to do one thing before you're able to get onto OpenSea. Oh, and also this is only really going to work on the Chrome browser. So that's how I know we're even still in the early days, because if you're on Safari, this doesn't work. Like you can maybe go to OpenSea, but you can't connect your wallet. You can't connect your digital currency to that website, to that marketplace. But if you wanted to do this, on a variety of other web pages, like OIX is another one that is very cool and is like it's like social media meets NFT marketplace. And I like that because I feel like you're creating a community. Like maybe in the future there will be one for real estate photographers. You know, it'll be a location where we can congregate and where we can share our content with each other and have more opportunities than once a year to share what it is that we're doing and to get peer review. So I think it's got some potential for all of us. But yeah, it does. I would be disingenuous if I said that having a crypto wallet and having cryptocurrency is like super easy. Like I felt like I was definitely having to do more than enter in my credit card information. So until it gets to be that easy, you're not going to be able to tell your real estate client, like, hey, like, yeah, sure, just pay me in crypto, and here's my crypto password, or here's my wallet, and like that same realtor that has a hard time and has the AOL address still is, they're not going here. Like, I know they're not. I tried to show them AR like 2 weeks ago, and they were like, no. So they don't have time. They're not interested. They're very transactional, right? Like, they're like, is it going to make me money? Great. And if not, they're like, moving on. So you have to kind of be willing to go through the pain of like feeling like you're a little bit like the only one out there playing with this stuff. But I think that it is valuable. And so this was that example that I showed you before. And like where it gets interesting is like you have a virtual gallery, and the NFTs that I minted, right? So that was that Berkeley Hills Twilight #7. It's there. And this gallery is filled with work that I shot over the summer and some of these other photographs that I personally really like. And if somebody, and it's on the web, you don't have to be in a VR headset. You could be. It's awesome. It's more immersive. But I can host events. I can go live from my gallery. I could showcase my work in a different way. And it's, you know, there's proof that it's my content because this plaque, you know, these plaques here prove that, look, it's from OpenSea. It's a legitimate source for that image. It's not like something that got stolen off somebody's website. I know people in the room have had images used without their permission. And so this helps you. It protects you in a way from that.